first day, for those who were here, we talked about beat making, buying beats, creating your own beats. We actually made a beat that we're probably going to use today when we get this studio set up. The second day, we recorded a video about writing lyrics. Did anyone get to watch that? Okay, so we may touch on that a little bit. But today is all about recording. So we're going to talk about recording studios, looking at some of the best in the country, looking at some of the best in Kansas City, as well as audio engineering itself, career-wise and locally, like different programs they have available if you are interested in having your own studio and becoming a audio engineer, recording, etc. And then Cortez is gonna build a makeshift studio right here, and we're gonna just show you how to set it up, and hopefully we can demo it and record and do a few other things. All right, so when it comes to studios, traditionally, recording studios have been these, huge places when you walk into sometimes a building like this, but a room like this, and you got, a separator for where the vocal booth is, where the person is recording, the actual voice separated from the person who is probably playing an instrument or messing with the sound recording. And the reason for that is that you want to isolate the vocal as much as possible, to make it as clear as possible and to manipulate it without the other sounds in. So see, these are some of the top 10 U.S. recording studios ever, and like all kind of legendary artists have recorded in these studios. So you got the Muscle Shoals Sound Studio in Alabama. They produced albums from the Rolling Stones, one of the most popular rock bands ever, as well as Leonard Skinner. You have Sunset Sound Recorders in Los Angeles. It's right on Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood, so it's a very popular studio. They've done stuff for Disney movies. They recorded for Led Zeppelin and some more rock bands. We have Motown Studios in Detroit. Anybody heard of Motown Records? All right, so Motown Records is behind some of the biggest songs in American music. Started by Berry Gordy. It's now a museum. You can actually go to Detroit and tour and look at the place where Michael Jackson recorded at, where Marvin Gaye recorded at, where a lot of these big soulful artists that that hip hop samples a lot, like Stevie Wonder. I'm pretty sure James Brown, who's the #1 sample artist in hip hop, recorded something there. But they have all kind of documentaries about Motown and Berry Gordy too that you can watch. Next, you got Electric Lady Studios in New York City. This was Jimi Hendrix's studio, and a few people recorded there and did some great things. Jimi Hendrix is regarded as one of the best guitar players ever. Sun Studios in Memphis. So you already know Memphis has a huge rock and roll history, and now a rap history as well. So Elvis Presley recorded there, Johnny Cash, B.B. King, etc. Capitol Studios in Los Angeles as well. They recorded Frank Sinatra, Daft Punk, Outkast. You have Chase Park in Athens, Georgia. They did a lot of things. Gold Star Studios in LA again. A lot of studios in LA. That's all the record labels are. A lot of other classic rock bands. It's Columbia Studios in New York. I don't know if that's related to Columbia Records, but they recorded a lot of stuff. And RCA Studio B is probably one of the most famous studios in the country. Of course, Nashville, Tennessee, you know, they have the large history of country music. So they've recorded Elvis, Willie Nelson, Dolly Parton, and more. So these are like the classic, traditional recording studios. And like I said, you know, they would look like this. Full band on one side, people recording vocals on one side, or sometimes the band would record with the vocals all together. Studio set, the sound system on the other side where you see these two men talking at, and there would just be these huge, huge things. Recording studios of today have totally changed. We have artists that are recording in their rooms and coming up with Grammy-nominated songs. Billie Eilish is one, recording in her room. You have, who was that on the road? They were recording something in hotels while they were on tour. Every stop they were recording something. So setting up a mobile studio, like
there's tons of people that do that.
Ted's setting up right now. But and you still have some big studios. People still go to the big studios to get that feel, you know. Locally, one of the biggest studios we have here is, you know, from one of the biggest artists here, Tech Nine, Strange Music Studios. You see, you got the lounge in there and everything, TVs, kitchen. And you can go, I believe you can go tour this too, their studio. So this is Studio A. It's the large room, you can have a band in there or whatever. They even show all the equipment they have, compressors, consoles, equalizers, microphones, monitors. Studio B, same thing, like a smaller recording room, but all of the latest stuff. And these are all of the tools you can use when you're there if you don't have your own. Bass guitars, keyboards, all of that, drums, full drum set. And I guess you can book it too. You can book it, yep. Inquire about services. Yeah, go there and record you something. So I'm pretty sure Tech Nine has probably recorded most of his stuff in his own place. But this is what it looks like. I don't know if you all have ever seen that. Right out of what's Independence, right? Lee's Summit, Missouri. Strange Music. So they still have all of the classic sound systems and all of that. All right, another famous studio in New York for hip hop, for rap, is the Quad Recording Studios. Everybody know who Tupac is, right? All right, this is the studio that Tupac was ambushed and shot at, shot when he was in New York. So this studio, after that happened, this studio just got very famous. A lot of artists already recorded there, but it just got very famous just because, you know, famous artists had an altercation there. So this studio still is very active today. You see right there on the wall, DMX, his plaques. One of his albums was recorded there, triple platinum, I believe. They got a picture of Tupac right there. I think they have clients. So they did Carter 5 there, they did Gunna's album there, they did Culture 2, they did, all kind of stuff. They did Kendrick, 2 Chainz. They did a lot of different stuff. So they're still recording. Now there are different rooms they have. See how big that vocal booth is right there? It's pretty legit. Different lights. It's all over. yours right now? And if you so a lot of studios, how they work, when you want to book a studio, they have minimum hours. Most of them are 2 hours. So a studio I go to in Kansas City called Wood Grain Studios, a lot of local artists have recorded there. He has a 2-hour minimum. He charges $60 an hour. So you already know what you're going into. So being prepared when you go to the studio, if you're paying for your own studio time, is one of the most important things. Rehearsing before, practicing before, and going in there and not wasting time. This one has a 4-hour booking minimum for any studio they have, the small ones or the biggest ones. All sessions that are booked require a 50% deposit. So you gotta pay up front to lock in what studio you want. Deposits are refunded. So yeah, so each studio have their own policies. Now, major labels with quad accounts will need a PO to hold the time. So a major studio like Quad, they deal with a lot of major label artists. So a label like Universal will send whoever to go record there, or they might choose to record there. So when you're that big, you might have an account with them. You might just have money on that account, or you can pay them 30 days later or something. So like I said, each studio, depending on how big, how small, what kind of clients they have, will have their own policies. Now, it's like I said, it's all kinds of studios, but you gotta have some type of engineer. You can teach yourself, right? You don't have to be on stage. You don't have to be in front. You can get a degree in music and recording. This is one of the biggest schools of music, Full Sail University. They have different degree programs for all kind of media and art, but for music, this is what they have.
I actually attended their program for music production. They taught a lot about how to produce beats and write music and things like that. Really dope school. So when you get to that age, if you're almost there, something I would suggest really checking out.
So you can get a 4-year degree in audio production, music business, campus and online, music production, recording arts, and show production as well, putting together an actual show. Because the big thing about being an engineer is that you can do live sound as well as recording. So they did have a thing on here showing like what engineers have, like what popular people have went through their art grads. They have a few people you might recognize or have heard of. Jeremy Barr, he's edited dialogue, sound effects for The Home Edit, The Great Food Truck Race, and Shark Week. This guy right here, this music production grad composes songs for the NHL. One song that he composed has 100,000 streams. He got an award for that. I thought it looked a little bit different last time we looked at this. But yeah, so it's some pretty, people who have done great things in the music industry and the sound industry, I guess, that have come out of Full Sail. Now, locally, you have Kansas City, Kansas Community College. They have a great audio engineering program. In fact, 2 of the engineers that I've used went through this program. Topspin, he doesn't live here anymore, and then Wood Grain, the guy I mentioned earlier, they both went to audio engineering school here. So you can literally go, 30 minutes away and get you an audio engineering degree. Alright, so you can get an Associate of Applied Science in Audio Engineering, an Associate of General Studies with an emphasis in Music Technology. So those are the two programs that they offer when it comes to audio engineering, recording, things of that nature. Alright, I think that's it. So, like I said, studios now, like, people are being so creative with what they can do with a studio. This right here is a full studio. I recorded on this thing. We made songs with our other students in other classrooms. Matter of fact, every song we made with our students have been on this. We mix and master off the programs and everything right with this. So we're gonna do a display of what it looks like to kind of hook up a studio and how it interacts with the interface, and we'll take it from there.
Y'all quiet. What's up? How you doing? Is that what it's over? Yeah. My name is Cortez. Call me Cortez. Call me Tez. Doesn't matter. Glad y'all here. So, anybody ever had any experience inside of a studio? Anybody? No? No? Okay. Well, like he was saying, most studios, traditionally have their own rooms like this. They have these big mixing boards like what he was showing you. They have sound booths, they have drums, they have keyboards, they have all of that. Those are the more traditional, historic studios. As time has gone on, studios have shrunk in size, kind of like everything, right? So like, we used to have big, I don't even know if y'all remember, but there was big cell phones that looked like, I don't know, they were just huge. They were just big, right? They flipped open, and you would have it to cover up your whole face. And now we've gone all the way down to phones like this small iPhone. They could do 10 times more than that big old phone had. So just over time, everything's kind of shrunk in size. Everything's became more mobile, more portable. And that's just the way the world has gone, and it's gone that way in the music industry. So your favorite artists, they may have millions of dollars. You know, you would think that they have this massive studio, but when they're on the road, more than likely, they got something similar to this. It may be a little more sophisticated, may have a few more bells and whistles, but they essentially have some probably small recording studio setup. And this is kind of an example of one, like you said, that we've used. Oh man, I think I've used this setup for the last decade, kind of. I've had some updates and stuff. Computer has changed, but this setup, I know this speaker for sure. I got two of these. I just only brought one in. Man, I bought this 15 years ago. Still works. And I still use it to this day. So this is older, but it works. It gets the job done. And heck, we've done a lot. So we've produced. We recorded a song for Mid-Constant Public Library on this setup. Y'all should go check it out. But anyway,
Let's hear it.
So what?
Let's hear it.
We'll bring it up at some point in time, sure. I will. That's a good idea. But yeah, so this is essentially called like a DAW, right? It's called a DAW. It's an acronym for Digital Audio Workstation, right? People call it Digital Audio Workstation, or you can just call it a studio or whatever. But this is essentially what everybody works off of, and it consists of so many different components to make it work. All right, some of these things that you might already know, but they're used in the studio on the regular, like these. You might know these are called headphones. In the studio world, the professional world, they're called monitors, or headphone monitors, right? So you gotta have some kind of monitor. Everybody probably knows what, or seen one of these, maybe not this specific thing, but anybody know what this is? It's absolutely a microphone. It has so many different types of microphones. They all shape, look different, but essentially same thing you would see Beyonce with in the studio. Something similar. Hers probably cost $10,000. This one was like $100. But it's the same thing, right? Y'all probably know what this is. That we just talked about, right? Anybody know? It's a speaker. That's what it is. So you gotta have headphones, you gotta have a mic, you gotta have a speaker. Y'all already heard the game. And then obviously you have to have some kind of a recording device, something to capture it. In this studio, we use a computer, right? So we use a computer to bring in all of our vocals and whatever it is. We bring it into the computer, record it into the computer, and it picks up our vocals, our music, etc. We use a program that you can see up here. It's called Logic. There are many different programs, but this is the one that we kind of mastered. This is the one that I like the best. This is a part of the DAW, Digital Audio Workstation. It has sounds in it. Maybe Jay can come up here and kind of show you at some point. Not now, but maybe at some point. What she's done. She learned how to use this program a couple weeks ago. She actually produced a couple beats. They're really dope. So we definitely let y'all hear those. But it has sounds. I mean, tons of sounds, keyboards, all of this stuff that used to be. You used to have to have a physical. You used to have to have something tangible and physical to be able to do these things. Now they're all in the computer, or some of y'all might already know, they're in your phone as well. So you can play the keyboard on your phone, you can play the keyboard on here as well. You got drums, you got all types of stuff that you can program on this particular program. Last time we had the beat, I wish I was here when we had the beat making session, but I can show y'all a little bit of that, we got plenty of time. But back to the studio. This device right here is called an interface. This is literally what bridges the gap. This is kind of the heartbeat of the studio, so to speak. You gotta have some type of an interface to plug your microphone in, to listen to yourself in your headphones, all the stuff that we talked about, or to listen to yourself out of the speaker. That's what this does. It captures your sound, your sound and or keyboard or instrument, and it turns it into a digital waveform and records it into the computer. It's that simple. Some of the other things I got, this big old box right here, it's kind of unnecessary for the moment, but I brought it anyway because I just like to plug my stuff up into it. This right here is just a glorified, what they call them, plug-in thingy. What's it called? The 6-way. That's all it is. You just plug power conditioner is what it's called, but you just plug the stuff into it. This right here is essentially just an amp for you to be able to use multiple headphones. So if we got all 5 or 6 of y'all that's in here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 outputs that we could use to plug in 6 different headphones. And we wanted the room to be quiet. Usually when you're recording, you want the room to be quiet. But if everybody wants to hear it, everybody would have a headphone, and we would be able to turn this speaker off. Everybody in here would be able to hear it. That's all it is. I use these a lot when we have classes with multiple people. I didn't know what to expect today, so I only brought 2 headphones. But y'all get the point, right? And then this right here, everybody know what this is? It looks weird, but it ain't nothing special for real. This part right here?
Isn't it a mic stand?
That's all it is. It's something to hold the mic.
That's the booth.
Essentially. You gotta have a mic stand. And this thing right here is what a lot of people use, different versions of it. But like he said, it's like a sound booth. If you've ever been to a recording studio, or ever looked at one, usually it's a whole room that's isolated and very, very quiet. Where you would go in with your microphones and it blocks out all the noise, you don't hear anything out of it. Like this room is actually kind of a good room. You can't really hear what's going on outside. And that's essentially what a sound booth does. It just traps all the sound within the room. And this right here does that to a certain degree. This foam thingy right here, I don't know what you call it, it actually absorbs your voice. So when you talk into it, it absorbs your voice and blocks out the sound around it, so it's more isolated. Now, obviously, if somebody's standing right next to you talking, that's not what you want. So, but it helps make the sound, enhance the sound that you come out of your voice or come out of your mouth, or whatever instruments you want to plug into. Like an acoustic guitar may use the same thing, just to keep the sound nice and quiet, so it's only picking up the thing that you want to record. All right, y'all follow me? Yep. All right, cool. Yep. So, and other than that, this is essentially what you need. You got your cables. There are different cables, many different cables that a studio will have. Some of y'all might know like what this is. I mean, it looks familiar. A lot of people call it an aux. This little thing right here. And then you got the attachment to it. So this is a quarter inch adapter. This is a 1/8 inch end on this particular headphone, right? Basically, all you do is plug it in. You just usually plug it in. This right here is called an XLR. XLR cables are usually microphone cables or used for speakers. We'll use this for our microphone today. This right here is just another version of what I just showed you off of the headphones. This is a 1/4 inch cable. This right here we'll use to come out of the interface, plug into the speaker, so we can get sound. That's it. And if you have these components, one thing I didn't show this right here. Anybody know what this is? Anybody can guess what this is? It's a part of it.
It kind of muffles even more, right?
Not necessarily muffles, but it's a pop filter. So all of your more harsh words, like your P's, right? The S's, they could be a little more harsh because you're literally, this close to the microphone. It kind of helps block that, right? So it keeps everything sounding nice and smooth. It also keeps germs and other things from going inside of the mic. So these can become really nasty if you clean them up. But in every single studio, you will find some version of this. I guarantee you, Beyonce is not gonna let nobody stinky breath, on her microphone without this in between. She ain't gonna talk on it without it. I don't know if her breath getting, I don't know. But so that's a pop filter. So all of this, once we put it together, will make your studio. We got the DAW, we got the program, we got the headphones, we got the microphone, interface, pop filter, speakers, microphone stand, isolation booth of some sort. And then all the cables to plug it in. We got a studio. Did I miss something?
No.
Oh, you need it? Yeah.
So I don't know if Ted's bought all this stuff individually. We got that. That's our newest microphone, right?
Yeah, this is our good.
So did that come with anything, or we just bought the mic?
We just bought the mic.
All right. So you can buy stuff individually. I bought a lot of stuff individually. Just sometimes you don't have a lot of money. Now.
Well, yeah, everything was bought individually.
Okay. So everything's bought individually.
Every single thing was bought individually.
Now they have it to where now you can go into Best Buy or Big Dudes, and you can buy the entire everything you need to record. You can buy it in one place. They have certain kits. They even have it to where you can get the computer with it. What's the Apple one?
Studio in the box.
Studio in the box. Apple has one. It comes with an Apple laptop, all Apple products, all of that. So
click on that second one, bro.
the PreSonus.
Yeah.
Alright, this is on Amazon for $350.
$350.
But look at all what you get.
Look at So this is essentially everything that we have right here. Go back to that main picture for me. It's some kind of version of it, right? So you got some kind of speakers, right? You got the pop filter. You got the microphone and the microphone stand. You got the cables that come with it. All the cables. You got the mic. You got the interface, and you got the headphones. That's everything we have here minus this isolation booth, as well as the program. Now this one doesn't come with a computer, so you're gonna have to have some kind of computer, but it does come with the software. $350. if you were to buy this type of stuff back in the day, you would spend thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars. You know, and now they got it down to $350. I mean, it took me a minute to save up $350 when I started out, to be honest with you. But it's more obtainable than $10,000, $20,000, right? So yeah, you got a whole studio here for $350. Go ahead, man. I cut you off.
No, it's all good.
You're gonna take a quick break, so I think go to the restroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, we good.
Yeah, it's like 5 minutes.
I'm actually trying to look this up.
Trying to find it.
We did.
Universal Stories. It's on
Yeah.
it's on Spotify.
What is the name of this?
You back?
What's that?
You back?
Yeah.
Recording? All right. So one more thing I wanted to show, and I meant to bring this, but I forgot to bring mine. So I didn't have my own setup. So for years I was recording. And Ted's like, man, you can just get your own setup, just get it. So I saved up some money and I got mine from Big Dudes in Westport. It's a pre-Sonus model, so it has Studio One as the program, but it's not this one. It's a different one. It might, I guess, maybe older now, but everything came with it. I had to buy my own speakers, but everything else came with it. They gave me a real good deal, but I bought this piece extra. So this is kind of one of the hottest things right now that, especially a lot of independent artists are using to record anywhere. People are recording in their kitchen, they just put this on top of the microphone and literally isolate their vocal. Look, that's Paul McCartney using it. All right, so not just indie people, but Jamie Foxx, the U.S. Army, you know, so all kind of people are using it now. 2 Chainz, Snoop Dogg. So I'm pretty sure they got a lot of artists that are, you know, hip to it or at least doing product placement with it. But Offset, Fabulous, all kind of people, right? But this is a very, this takes that and the need, because that thing is, it's not that heavy, but,
Yeah.
you know, if you got a lot of stuff in your car, you don't want to carry that thing. This ball, this chaotic, it's called a chaotic eyeball. This thing is so lightweight, and you just put on the microphone, you kind of screw it on. It has a built-in pop filter, but I say a lot of my P's and S's hard, so I still have that regular pop filter in front of the eyeball, just so I can make sure. Cause theirs is good, but the microphone is like right there. But it does a very good job at isolating your vocal. Look, it's won awards from the Society of Voice Arts and Sciences, so it's legit. It's legit. Tez has one as well, I believe. They use it for podcasts now, I guess. I haven't seen that before, but yeah. So they're using it for all kind of things. So I think definitely you just want to have get your own setup. This is a great option for an investment for recording. All right, so that's all I want to say on that.
Yeah, I agree. It's just, like I said, it's another version of this. It's an isolation booth, but this is kind of an earlier model. And once again, that's something that's smaller and way more effective. It completely surrounds the mic, unlike this one where, you know, it's kind of open. So it gives you a little more isolation so that your vocals and your mic pick your vocals up a lot better. So yeah. But that's that. Anyway, this is the setup. Jay, you ever put one of these together? You wanna come up here? You don't gotta be a stranger. So essentially, this is everything you need, like we were talking about. I mean, you can kind of see it a little bit closer. I don't know if you've ever been in the booth, but it's very, very easy, right? So you got USB that plugs into the computer. And you can take all of this, and I'll just walk you through it. it plugs into your USB port. You have next. I would do anything pick up really, it wouldn't matter. But so essentially everything plugs into this when you're out for the most part. So next I would do headphones. You want to just grab the headphone in, and on the front of this you'll see where headphones go. Yep. So you got your headphones, and now maybe the speakers. All right. So your speaker cables are these quarter-inch cables here. We only got one, so we only need to use one side. But if you want to plug the red side into here, that input there, and then this other red side into the interface. Anywhere, either one with the left side. Yep. That's it. And then now you got, last but not least, you have your microphone, and we'll put this together. So underneath that microphone, if you, I'll set it here. Underneath here, you have where you can plug it in. I'll show you real quick. And this cable is called XLR. Once again, it's used for a lot of mics and speakers for the most part. You'll see this cable a lot. Underneath here is where you can plug in this particular end of the cable. But obviously you're going to plug it in when it's already in, just because it does that. But just to let you know what you're looking for. Let me screw that back on there, it takes a little bit. So you would plug that in under there, you just match the three. TRS. And then the other end of it will come out of here. So this is where you plug it in. We only have one, so you plug it right into one. Boom, that's it. Studio is official, minus the pop filter, which is very easy to put on. You just kind of hook it behind. Actually, you want to adjust this first. Adjust that to a reasonable height. And then you would just want to clamp it on there and then screw it. Screw that down and then kind of line it up. That's all you gotta do. Yeah, I saw that. So you want to turn it up. Just screw it till it's tight and then that's it. And I forgot to plug the power in, but I'm pretty sure you've seen these cables dozens of times. That's all it is, the power for the speaker. And that's it. Everything is together. Studio. How long did that take? 2 minutes? 1 minute? Something like that. And then you fire it up. You see if it works. We got this beat that was produced by this super dope producer, up and coming producer. Goes by K in the sky, Kai in the sky. It's Kai in the sky. Should be famous soon. Let's see what we got. Alright, so, and then obviously all of these on here is how you would monitor your studio. So this is your volume for your microphone, your volume for your monitors or your speakers, and then your volume for your headphones. You turn it up a little bit, a little bit here too, just to get started. And you should hear some kind of sound if it works right. We do. So we know the speaker's working. Next thing we can do, remember how we was adding instruments to here? You're gonna do your vocal recording right out of this program as well. So your vocals, you would go to this plus here, and you would just add an audio track. Remember we plugged it into input 1 right here, that input 1 right here, and boom. Oh, I like that it is. Let's see if we get something on this microphone. You wanna say something? Let's see, or anything, yelling, screaming, whatever.
Hello?
Do it again.
Hello?
I'm not getting a read, so something, we didn't do something. Let me make sure. So these kind of mics are condenser mics, and they take an extra type of power or special type of power to turn on. Not all mics have it, but the phantom, it's called phantom power, which is 48 volt power, right? And then it basically cut the mic on.
Hello?
Man,
It's doing something.
it's definitely doing something. We're just not getting it out of the speaker yet. Not sure why, but we'll figure that out. No problem. Let me try to see. Try to do something on it. Try again. Yeah, it's coming out. It's there. It's low. So yeah, the microphone's hot. Now we can record. So if you want to record something, we could. You would just hit record on the program, which is right here, the red button is always record. And then you will record wherever on your track you want to record your vocal, right? So remember how we structured the song. You got the intro, usually people don't say nothing there. But then it goes right into your hook, so you will come up with some kind of hook, record there, and then you record your vocals. You can add as many of these tracks. Usually every how you doing? Every time you record something new. So once you finish your verse, you would add another track and then record, let's say, a background vocal. You would do that. Then if you want your hook would be on, the chorus would be on a different track as well. See what I'm saying? So basically, just the same as we did the beat, it's the same music as well. So you know, you got your drums, you got your bass, you got your piano. It's essentially the same thing. So if you test the microphone out, it should be something. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. See? You can see how it changed? That means we picked up the vocal. So now we come up with some kind of hook. Right?
Come on in, if you want to learn it, that stuff you're welcome to check it out.
Come on in, y'all good?
It's all good.
Yeah, that's what it's for. If you want to just even look, watch, learn about recording.
Yeah, no pressure, man, no pressure. Lightweight. So that's the studio, essentially. That's what you got. We were hoping that we had something wrote from last week. That we would have people in here recording on it. So that's what we do. We look in the studio, we write, we would take whatever we wrote from last week and then we record it. Which we got plenty of time to do today, so I don't know if we want to jump into that or we take it.
Yeah, we good.
What program is that?
This is called Logic.
Oh, Logic.
Yeah, you ever use that?
Not Apple Logic. I heard of it though.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a rock band, right?
It is. It's like a professional version of
Version of it, yeah.
You want to take some time to write, or would you just demo something?
Trying to see. Can we show? Have you guys ever hooked up a studio before?
Yeah. I got it.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I got my own studio.
Take it apart like that. Take your time to write. So this is our third class. This is recording. It's supposed to be the last one to record. So last class we covered writing. We did a video on it. So our goal was to first, we talked about beat making and writing and now recording, to try to record something. So we might just play this beat, man, and if anybody wants to write to it, take some time to write.
You wanna bust some? You wanna write some heat? No?
Well, we can all, you know,
Unless you have some bars ready to go.
unless you got something ready,
Get some
you can
boards,
step
man.
up and I can
Get some
let
boards, man.
Jay, your engineer.
Turn up.
Okay. Well, I mean, this is a beat that she's been here the whole time. Took our class. The first day was about beat making. Was able to put together a beat. She produced 2 different beats and learned how to do this
Oh, she
program.
made the beat?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, that's dope.
In no time. That's why I like Logic. It's so user friendly. But she did it with loops and samples
Okay.
and put together the beat, and I'll play it. Introduce it. DJ it, engineer it. Just hit spin.
Like that one? Like a pepper
Yeah, so this is the beat. I mean, was this the first one or the second one you did? Yeah, but this might be the first one. But yeah, I mean, it was no time. She was able to put it together. I mean, I would like to sit back and try to come up with something creative on it. Let's take some time and see what we can come up with.
Freestyle?
Do some of that, or, you know, we can write something, because we took a writing class, so you definitely were writing.
Oh, good.
I don't care.
Shell, man.
If you being the producer of this song, if you would have a topic, like what is this song, what do you think this song should be about if somebody was to put up on it? Say it again?
A personal thing.
A very personal thing?
Yeah.
Like,
An individual's struggle.
like somebody's struggle.
Oh, she
Okay?
going deep with it, huh?
Yeah, so you would talk about maybe something that you struggle with. So maybe we can find a cool hook around that. The song that we produced with Teens in Transition was about kind of the same thing. It was actually called You Don't Know About the Struggle. And they was talking about the stuff that they was dealing with in their communities and things like that. So I'm definitely down with talking about personal struggles. I mean, historically that's kind of hip hop anyway, right?
Right, that's like,
That's kind of what it was birthed out of, you know, people struggling and trying to come up with something to do, and they came up with something dope. Man, they make billions of dollars out of it. Right? Okay. Well, I'm yeah, but
Unless you got beef with somebody. Anybody got beef?
right. What do you think? Come up with something cool?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. We kind of improvising at this point, but let's see what we got. We talking about struggle on this song. We gonna need y'all input. Your input. Her input. What's up?
talk about the struggles. What's the struggle? She ain't got no struggle, she wastes food.
She ain't got no struggle? I mean, it ain't gotta be, you know. So we talking about writing, like one of the things I do at first is come up with some kind of cadence, like how you would say something. It don't necessarily mean that you gotta have the words right away, but how would you approach it? I don't know.
Did you approach it with a hook or with a verse? Would you come in with
Would you
a
start? Yeah, exactly. Would you start with the hook? Would you start with the verse?
Just come out spit.
Put the,
This structure of this
I think
song,
you come out spit. You know what I mean?
the way she got this song structured, if you can see, right after the 2-bar intro, she has most of the music playing, so that would be considered the hook.
no.
Hook, verse.
But it feels like they sighing.
Yeah,
Okay.
my hands a little shaky, I'm really cold.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll warm up here in a second.
God, so, no, this is dope. That's dope.
I need to, Alright. How you feel about recording? Nervous about it? It's just a weird about it. I mean, if you want to kind of just practice it out loud, you know, just kind of see, like start with the hook, kind of practice it, and then we'll kind of tour with it and see how you feel. No pressure. But whenever you're ready, feel confident to come up, but it's easy. Like I said, we all go through it. I mean, there ain't no pressure to it. We understand it. We ain't all the way used to it yet, but I think you'll be able to get it with no problem, just like you did everything else. So if you want to record it just to see how it feels, we can do that, or we can practice it beforehand, or whatever you want. Let me know. You let me know.
CDs on short term. All over, like on the DeLorean. You got 100K for 25%. It goes in the back of your phone and you stick to any surface. Twist it to take it off. You got the pen, you got the design pad.
They just leave it in the car. I think they just got to wrap it. They just kind of split. microphone or have you?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, just
I never know.
it's easy. It's really easy.
You gotta hear yourself,
Yeah.
see how you sound.
Yeah, you'll get past it.
Hold on now, I'm sounding pretty cool.
That's it. Headphones. So you'll hear the music playing inside of those. Turn this down. And then let's just start with the hook. You know you got two measures coming, so you know how your song is. So
Nah, man,
you got
I think I got like maybe 8 bars.
2, 3, and then you would start your hook. So let's just start there, and then let's just build on it.
Okay.
All right.
Formatting is not.
Quiet on the set, quiet on the set.
Oh, sorry.
We good. All right, so we're gonna start with the hook. Just speaking to the microphone. One of the tricks that I actually learned from Sauce was if you hold your lyrics up, you know, with your hand, it'll be a little bit easier. And then let's scoot a little bit closer to the microphone just so it picks it up. And make sure you kind of project your voice a little bit just to make sure it picks it up. That's all you gotta do. If you mess up, it don't matter. We got nothing but time. And there's no judgment over here. I mess up all the time. All right, it's a wrap. Day number 4. We are R.A.P. Mid-Continent Public Library. Studio sessions went well. Can't wait till next time.
All right, yeah. Day number 4, like Cortez said, man. Hey, thank y'all for watching. Shout out to MCPL Blue Ridge for hosting us.
Yep.
Stay tuned for the next one. There will be a next one for sure. And hope y'all like the song.